All right, you know what time it is. It's the very first, the inaugural episode of the Big Brother Beatdown. I got the microwave here for the first time, man. Y'all don't know what it took to get this motherfucker into this studio. He started trying to come at me with the excuses, started trying to say there's not enough room, started trying to say all this type of shit, but we got him here, so we got to get this shit done while we got him here, man. I'm telling you, I think he's scared, but we'll get to that. So what is the Big Brother Beatdown? Let's get into that first. The Big Brother Beatdown, let me slow down. The Big Brother Beatdown is pretty much just it's going to be like a debate format show. Pretty much it's just a podcast. It's just me and my brother. You can call me, a lot of people know me from Full Time MMA, my YouTube channel. So you can call me Full Time. You can call me Jordan. That's my fucking actual name. You can call me fucking Solo. I've been called that. Or you can call me motherfucking Little Brother. It don't matter what you call me. Just don't call me fucking Oscar. Hashtag fuck Oscar. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. And then we got the motherfucking Microwave, aka Big Brother, aka Michael, aka you can call him whatever you want. He's going to be the loser. He's going to be at the losing end of most of these debates, in my opinion. So it is what it is, man. A lot of you know what's going to be going on here. So I'm just going to jump right into it. You guys, and I had a suggestion. Somebody said that we should take questions and give advice. So I already made us a Twitter for this channel, and it's at Big Bro Beatdown. I'm going to have somebody do the art, and we're going to have a banner and stuff. But this is the first episode, so we don't have that yet, but let's get to it. We only have one thing I'll disclose. We only have one microphone right now. We're going to be getting another one soon. That's coming soon with a mixture to be able to use more than one microphone at a time. So right now we're either going to be handing off. Yeah, we're probably going to be handing off for this episode for sure with this microphone that I have. But that's going to change in the future once we get this studio up and running. So with that being said, let's jump into it. I'm going to start off at UFC 214 because I know pretty much you guys know in whatever sport you talk about, people say the word casual fans, or you could say the word general public. Pretty much what that means is somebody who doesn't keep up with the shit every day. So the NBA and the NFL, I don't keep up with every day like I used to. So I'm a casual NBA, NFL fan right now. And MMA, I do keep up with every day. So that's what a hardcore fan is, someone that keeps up with it every day. So I consider myself a hardcore MMA fan. The Microwave is quite the opposite. He keeps up with the MMA and the NFL every day. So he's a hardcore fan there. And he doesn't keep up quite as much with the MMA like me. So he's a casual MMA fan. So it's going to be fun to, hear the differing opinions, I think. So, I mean, you guys can be the judge for sure. So it is what it is. I'm going to jump into UFC 214 first just because that's one of the big topics. I mean, a lot of the general public, aka the casual fans, tuned in to UFC 214. So I'm sure, we'll both have something to talk about there. So I'm going to get into the main fights. I mean, probably Chris Cyborg. Did you watch the Cyborg and the Tanya Evinger fight? Before Damian Maia and Tyron Woodley? Chick fight? I know you, Cyborg? Okay. Yeah, okay, so you didn't watch that. We'll talk about Tyron Woodley, Damian Maia. So, as a lot of people, the casual fans or the general public don't appreciate Tyron Woodley's style because he makes the fights boring. Are you under that same, do you agree with that, or did you care that the fight was boring? Were you fine with it because the whole card was stacked, so, if you bought it, you got your money's worth? Or do you think he should change his style to be more entertaining as the champion defending his belt? What are your thoughts on Tyron Woodley's style? Do you think he's a boring fighter?
It reminded me of the disappointment when Rashad Evans fought Rampage. Okay. It seems like he's just going more for points and trying to get his wins and get on out of there.
Okay, so do you appreciate that? Do you think he should have to change his style? Do you think as a sport he should just be going for the win, or do you think since it's entertainment he should change his style to be entertaining, or should or what? Do you think that's just what it is? Are you looking forward to his fights, or do you think you're not because he's the champion, or do you think it's not enough since he's not entertaining? You're not going to watch his next fight? Do you think?
I think you have to beat the champion.
Okay.
So you got to go in there and his style just beat him because he was obviously hurting Maia, and Maia shot in 23 times and didn't get one. At what point is it Maia's fault for not switching his game up?
Yep. Hey, that's funny. I was listening to the Chael Sonnen podcast, and they asked him, he said, so why doesn't Damian Maia get any blame? He was like, well, no, Maia doesn't get blamed because everybody already knows he's a turd. It was so fucking funny. But okay, we'll move on to the main event. So John Jones fought Daniel Cormier. I know you knew who both of those were coming into this event. So John Jones fought Daniel Cormier. I was picking Daniel Cormier just because it sets up a huge trilogy fight between John Jones and Daniel Cormier. It would have made Daniel Cormier the greatest fighter of all time because he was undefeated at heavyweight for 13 straight fights. And then he didn't want to fight his teammate in Cain Velasquez, who was the champion, so he moved down to light heavyweight. There, he was undefeated there, went up. The only person to ever beat Daniel Cormier at light heavyweight was John Jones. And John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. I mean, no matter which way you look at it, it's hard to argue against that fact. So the only person to ever beat Daniel Cormier in his entire MMA career was the greatest fighter of all time. So even though he did it twice, that was still would have pushed, in my opinion, that would have made Daniel Cormier the greatest fighter of all time, because the only person to ever beat him would have been John Jones. And with his USADA, with the failing the USADA test and all the stuff going into his other stuff. So if he would have lost to Daniel Cormier, people could have said, oh, he only beat him the first time because he was on steroids. And so that would have immediately shot Daniel Cormier up to number 1 pound for pound of all time. But you were picking John Jones going into it, and I was thinking, you're just picking John Jones, just going against me, because I know sometimes we just go against each other. But you picked John Jones going into the fight. Did you have him knocking him out, or did you just think it was going to be kind of like a repeat of the first fight?
I didn't have him knocking him out, but I've never really thought Cormier was an in-shape fighter, and I just don't support, that big guy who's just going to lay on you when it gets rough. Yeah, exactly. When he fought Silva, Silva was whooping his ass, and he just had to lay on him. And it's like, man, come on, it's an old man you're laying on.
Damn, okay. I'm glad you brought that up, the Anderson Silva versus Daniel Cormier fight. So I'll ask you about this. So Anderson Silva is known as a counter striker, kind of like Wonderboy Thompson. I mean, I know you've seen the Wonderboy Tyron fight. So Anderson Silva is known as a counter striker. Daniel Cormier he was a Olympic wrestler. He was. He has a wrestling base, so even though his skill set is that of a wrestler, did you just want? I think we've talked about this before. Did you want to see him? Didn't you want to see him strike with Anderson Silva? Or did you? Is that why you didn't like it, or is it because you don't? Just because you don't like seeing people lay on top of people? Did you feel like he wasn't going for damage on the ground, wasn't trying to finish him down there? So you were like, man, he's just laying on him. Or did you want to see him like try and strike with Silva because Silva was older? And to be fair, Daniel Cormier is not young. He's 30? He's like 39 years old. He's like the same age as Silva, I think. Like he might be 1 or 2 years younger than Anderson Silva. So they're both old technically. So do you not appreciate the style of wrestling, or did you just want to see him strike with him?
I don't mind wrestling. It's just the fact that Cormier came out and tried to strike with Silva. If he would have just came in and tried to take him down to execute your game plan, that's one thing. But you tried to stand with Silva. You wait till you're getting your ass whooped to use your stomach to win the fight. Okay. Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but shoot, maybe he deserves some points, just for trying to strike with Silva, because that's Silva's game, counter striking, and he's a crazy striker. He knock you out quick trying to strike with him. So I mean, maybe he gets some points for trying to strike with him. But I see what you're saying. You don't appreciate the fact that he just laid on him and made the fight boring. Because a lot of people, I mean, I know you do too. Because Anderson Silva used to be my favorite fighter, so it sucks seeing that happen to him, especially when he needs a win. So we'll move on from that. So so we talked about the John Jones Daniel Cormier fight, and then after the fight, 1 second. After the fight, he called out Brock Lesnar and dropped him. Okay, first we'll talk about the crying incident. Daniel Cormier, did you see that whenever Daniel Cormier was crying? Yeah.
Okay, so I was one of the people, I started, I knew the meme was coming. Did you know that the meme was coming before it even came? When you see him crying, did you say, oh shit, there's going to be some memes, or were you not even thinking about a meme at all?
I wasn't thinking about memes. I was just feeling bad for the guy. I just wanted him to let him leave the cage, first of all, because he obviously wasn't in the right condition for any type of interview, or even to be in front of all those people. That had to be embarrassing.
Okay. So you weren't thinking about a meme. Okay, but now that the memes came, do you feel like people are assholes for making memes? Because there was a guy that's a commentator who came out. His name was Kenny Florian, and he came out and he said, the people that are making the memes are the worst. That's what's wrong with the world. These people are making fun of a man at his absolute lowest moment. That's what's wrong with this world. Do you think that was too low, too soon to make memes of that face? Because I know you, because you NBA, NFL background. I know you know about the Michael Jordan meme. Do you think the Michael Jordan meme is funny, or do you even really give a fuck about the Michael Jordan meme? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I really don't care about him. I think it's just the day and age we live in. It's just gonna happen. I don't really care about it.
So you don't feel like it's just a joke? Do you feel like the meme makers are what's wrong with this world to say? Do you feel like it's too low? Am I an asshole for making the meme?
I don't think so.
All right. I mean, some people are going to say, oh, that's your brother. But no, he'll be quick to, excuse me. Allergies. I don't know what that was, but so okay. I mean, that's not that's not really a big deal. I mean, I'll skip past that part to the Brock Lesnar thing because that's something huge. But yeah, I mean, this was my response. I actually responded to that guy, and I was saying just like there's nothing wrong. Some people use comedy, to get over things, to get through hard times like that. And he said that was the lowest point in Daniel Cormier's life. Daniel Cormier, I don't know if you know this, he lost one of his kids in a car accident who was like 4 or 5 years old. Lost him in a car accident. He's been through a lot of things. Not only that, like he's lost multiple people in his family that it was just heartbreaking just to hear the story. And so he was saying that was the lowest point in Daniel Cormier's life. And I was like, even other fighters came out to say, like, don't feel bad for Daniel Cormier. He just made $1 million. He made more money than John Jones that night. He made $1 million to lose that night. I mean, he's still a commentator. He's still getting paid. He's made more money in the game than so many fighters. So it's just not that serious to me. But moving on. John Jones called out Brock Lesnar after the fight, and then he dropped the mic. He said, Brock Lesnar, something in the octagon, and he called him out. And Brock Lesnar responded swiftly. He said, be careful what you wish for, young man. And I know you, as a general public in MMA, I don't know your exact feelings on this. Are you a fan of Brock Lesnar in MMA?
Oh, yeah, man. He's a beast.
Okay, so Brock, right now, he's serving a suspension right now for performance-enhancing drugs, even though it was just an estrogen blocker. Technically, I mean, a lot of people knew he was kind of were accusing him of being on steroids going into the fight, but he got a USADA exemption, so he was still able to fight. But then after the fight, it came out he was actually on PEDs and such. And so, are you one of the people? Do you care that he was technically, on PEDs? Are you one of the people that cares? Would you still like to see him back in the octagon after a suspension? Do you think a rule is a rule? So, I mean, he should come back clean, or what do you think about his PED suspension and in terms of his comeback?
I think once you use steroids, you're going to have an advantage anyways. Like, if you look at Cyborg, she never lost her muscles. Like, when Brock walked in the arena, that guy wasn't missing one muscle. Everybody knew he was on something. But, I mean, it's more entertaining. Like, Brock Lesnar's entertaining, period.
Okay, so I just gotta see. I'm one of the people. Cyborg's my fucking girl, so I don't think just because she took something one time, she's a cheater for life. Because check this out. Because you said you could tell Brock Lesnar was on something because his muscles. Well, Cyborg still has her muscles, and she's getting tested. She's not popping dirty like Brock did.
You said Cyborg took something one time. She didn't just take something one time, man. That girl's got more muscles than me.
You said she's got more muscles than you. I took the mic away, so I don't know if you people heard that. So, but what I'm saying is, she's getting tested by USADA. She's the most tested in the UFC right now by USADA, and they're the highest doping agency. She's not popping dirty. Brock Lesnar, you said you could tell he was on steroids, and he popped dirty. Cyborg, if you think you can tell she's on steroids, she's not. She's not popping dirty. I mean, the only thing you could say about Cyborg is she took steroids at one time and it permanently changed. I've had people say that. It permanently changed her body and she's going to keep that. But I don't believe that. Do you think?
Yeah, man, that's a permanent change. That she doesn't look like a woman anymore.
See, okay, I disagree, man. I actually think she's kind of sexy, low key. But that's on me. I actually had her on my top 10 sexiest women in MMA list. I mean, my very first one. I mean, it was kind of being funny, but at the same time, man, you look at her. Hey, I ain't. You know what they say. I mean, how do all of these girls look after you take their motherfucking makeup off and their wigs and all of that shit? Put that same stuff on Cyborg, man. She'll look good. So I mean, hey, I know some people agree, some people disagree. That's almost gay. Pause, man. It is what it is. I'm just saying it ain't even that serious though. But I don't know. I don't think she gets tested. I don't think it was a permanent change. The person that said it sounded like they were a damn doctor or something. Like it's a permanent change. But I don't know. I mean, we got on the Cyborg off talking about Brock Lesnar and John Jones, and so what do you think about the John Jones versus Brock Lesnar fight itself? I mean, regardless of, I know we don't know enough to know if it's actually going to happen. I know they were talking about like maybe fighting in WWE before actually coming over to the octagon because he's got a service suspension. But what do you think about the fight itself? Do you think John Jones has a chance versus Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar is a heavyweight. John Jones is a light heavyweight. John Jones is about 200. He would be at like, I think the minimum for a heavyweight is 235 pounds, they say. He said so he would have to weigh in at like 235, and Brock Lesnar would be about 265. So the point I'm trying to make is Brock Lesnar's way bigger than John Jones. How do you think the fight would go? Because John Jones has the overall MMA skill where Brock Lesnar has the size.
See, I didn't think John Jones would knock Cormier out, though. So, to me, he showed he can knock that bigger person out. I mean, if Brock takes you down, the fight's over, though. But, again, John Jones is the GOAT. He's got good takedown defense. So, as long as they're on their feet, John Jones is going to give it to him, I think. But, again, if it goes down to the ground at all and Brock gets on top, I don't know what John Jones is going to do in that situation.
Yeah, and that's interesting because Brock Lesnar, he's shown like a weakness to the body before, like, and it was in his last fight before he came back and fought Mark Hunt. It was versus Alistair Overeem. He kicked to the body, and it was damn near a body knockout because after that he just covered up and he just finished him from that. So John Jones could land a body kick, but he don't have the same power in his kicks as Alistair Overeem, who's a heavyweight, striker. So he can throw kicks as a heavyweight. So John Jones can throw kicks, but it's not going to be the same force as Alistair Overeem. So you got to wonder if it would still hurt Brock to the body as much. But you got to wonder, can Brock Lesnar fight clean? Can he come back and clear the USADA hurdles? And if he's clean, is he going to look worse? I mean, it's almost unrealistic, dang near, just to think about Brock Lesnar clearing the USADA hurdles. Can it happen? I mean, damn, that would be hard. I mean, but how long is USADA's contract? We got a new owners in the UFC. Maybe they don't want USADA around for too long because it kind of takes away from the entertainment value. Seeing these bigger dudes, and the older stars can fight longer. That's probably better for entertainment. I mean, you got like the Undertaker fighting till he's, in the WWE till he's like 60. Goldberg's coming back, making appearances. I mean, if these guys in the UFC could use PEDs and testosterone and stuff, they could stay around longer. Like Chuck Liddell, Rampage, these guys would look better. They'd be able to fight till they were like 44 or 45, and it would last longer for the company. So, I mean, you would think allowing testosterone, finding a way, and testosterone is prescribed by doctors, not to mention, so but the problem is some people have way too much testosterone. They come in with their level way too high. So I don't know. I'm just saying testosterone could prolong some of the stars' careers. People like Daniel Cormier, who's approaching 30, 40 years old. Anderson Silva, approaching 41, 42 years old. They could hang around until they were 45, 46 and look good. Maybe Anderson Silva wouldn't be on this losing streak. I mean, the biggest stars would be able to hang around longer. Therefore, that'd be more money for the UFC. And they're doing a lot of things to make money. So it seems like USADA could dang near hurt the product. But, I mean, I don't know. Do you think that would it be better for there not to be such strict drug testing policies?
Man, I think you let these guys big as they can possibly get and just get in there. They're already gonna have CTE and all kind of crazy shit. These knockouts, man. The ref just let Cormier get his brains pounded in, so it's like I'm sure he's got CTE if 90% of football players get it just from that fight alone.
Yeah, that's one thing, man. That's really on the low right now. CTEs as far as MMA, because these dudes don't even have a union yet, let alone like you'll see I'll see headlines like former UFC title challenger, having brain trauma, but it'll be a guy that's 42 years old fighting outside of the UFC. He fought in the UFC a long time ago, but now he's fighting like overseas, and he kept fighting until he was like 45, but they'll still use the tag former UFC fighter. So it's like, and like there's been a couple guys that like die after the fight, and it's interesting to see. I mean, yeah, that CTE, man, that doesn't get talked about much because one of the things about it is MMA can be, if you look at it, is safer as far as CTE than something like boxing because there's a lot of different ways to get finished. You could just get put in a damn leg lock. You could just put in a Kimura, arm bar, a rear naked choke, and you ain't taking no CTE. The only fights you're really taking CTE are the fights you're going against the heavy hitters and you're not being really defensive. Someone like Tyron Woodley ain't gonna have to worry too much about CTE. I mean, somebody like Robbie Lawler. That's a fight we didn't talk about. Robbie Lawler and Cowboy. Somebody like Cowboy or Robbie Lawler, somebody on the opposite end of Tyron Woodley, they might have to worry about CTE unless they, I don't know. You see what I'm so I mean that's a good talking point. But speaking of Robbie Lawler and Donald Cerrone, what did you think? Did you know Robbie Lawler before going into that fight, or just Cowboy? Did you know either one of them going into that fight?
See, he was just starting to make my radar. The thing about me, the Cowboy guy, yeah. See, I got to hear about somebody and then I watch them. If they pass the eye test, I think they're a star. then I'm a fan. You know what I mean? That's how.
First fight you watched of his?
That was pretty much the one, and all I'm hearing about is his accident a few years ago. His intestines were missing, and the corner was shouting, "Yeah, hit him in the middle," and that was all it was taking.
Ain't got no liver.
And he was done for pretty much.
And you seen him say he started.
So it's like I'm not really looking forward to his next. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of looking forward to his next fight, but at the same time, it's just they're probably gonna attack his middle, and he's gonna lose.
Yeah, that's. I made that. It's funny. I made that same point in a video after that fight. I was saying, man, I heard his corner yell, "Boy, ain't got no liver." And Robbie Lawler just started ripping them fucking leg kicks to the body after that. And it was like, fuck. And one thing about Donald Cerrone is his last fight, he showed up with the black eye. He likes to do extreme stuff outside of, because these guys are independent contractors. So it's not like in the NBA where they have like clauses, you can't go play street ball in the offseason. This guy's particularly will ride horses. He shoots movies. He's a stunt man. That particular boy ain't got no liver thing came from, he was in like a ATV accident and his like intestines were hanging out and stuff. And so now that's the first time I heard somebody scream at that clearly though, boy ain't got no liver. And for that to have happened a couple years ago, man, you have to think that's pretty man, that was a big fight on a big card, a lot of eyes on that card. So a lot of people seeing that boy ain't got no liver. So if he fights against somebody that's known in 170 pounds, that's like known for throwing leg kicks and stuff, like, or, I mean, body kicks and stuff, like maybe even like a Wonder Boy. They're talking about Cowboy versus Wonder Boy. Now, Wonder Boy doesn't come forward in his fights, so you have to think, but Donald Cerrone does, and Wonder Boy's a counter striker. So you have to wonder if he'll come forward because he knows, boy ain't got no liver. Is he going to come forward with some body kicks? Is he going to change his whole style just because he knows about that weakness? And after he yelled at Donald Cerrone, he started trying to cover up more. You seen him like starting to tuck his elbow like, oh shit, they're calling for my liver. I got to protect that. And it's like, fuck, man. I hope it's not the beginning of the end of Cowboy because he's one of those guys that likes to fight 4 times a year, 3 times a year. He likes to fight often. But that's not always good for him, and especially now that you can't fight that often, and those weaknesses are out there. So that's like there was a fight at the Bellator card. Somebody's foot got hurt in the first round, and they just kicked that foot off, and it was over in the first round. The champion lost his belt because he got injured. So people are gonna attack those weaknesses for that win bonus. Let's say you make $50,000 to show up, you get $50,000 to win. So if it comes to me making double the money, of course they're gonna attack that damn liver. These dudes are warriors. They ain't gonna be, oh, he's got an injury right there, I'm not gonna attack it. No, they're gonna attack that, in my opinion. So I'm interested to see who his next fight is. They're talking about either Stephen Wonderboy Thompson or someone else, I'm pretty sure, or Damian Maia, but it'll probably be Stephen Thompson, which is interesting. So that'll be a good fight. Coming up is UFC 215, Demetrius Johnson's the main event versus Ray Borg, and the co-main event is Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko. Now, I know you know who Demetrius Johnson is. I'm sure you don't know who Ray Borg is. Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko. Do you know? I know you probably know Amanda Nunes. What about Valentina Shevchenko? Not much.
I've kind of heard of both of them. I can't really think of either one.
Amanda Nunes is the chick that knocked out Ronda Rousey, and also she won the belt from Miesha Tate. She main evented UFC 200 with Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt because Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier fell off, and they had to have a title fight up top. So they were actually the main event over Anderson Silva and Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt. They were the main event. She was in the main event. And it's funny because everyone was like, Amanda Nunes, and see, it's funny, you don't really know who she is. And she main evented UFC 200, and she was she beat Ronda Rousey on Ronda Rousey's comeback fight. It's not Holly. Do you know who Holly Holm is?
Yeah, I know who she is for sure.
Okay. So Holly Holm's the first chick to beat Ronda Rousey, but it's funny because Ronda Rousey came back, and did you know Ronda Rousey came back and lost again?
Yeah, once she lost, I was kind of like, man, she's done for. And the way she lost to Holly like that, I was like, yeah, she ain't really a star. See, and that's funny because that's funny. I wonder how many people felt like that. Dana White, because whenever they were promoting that event, all they were saying is, she's back. She was the challenger. Amanda Nunes was the champion. And there were people, even like Joe Rogan, was critical. Like, you guys are promoting all Ronda Rousey. If Amanda Nunes wins, people still aren't going to know who she is because you aren't telling her story in the promotion. It's all about she's back. And now look, you, part of the general public or the casual fan, whatever word you want to use, don't know who the fucking Amanda Nunes is. I don't know anything about her, really.
And check this out. She's one of the first openly gay female champions. She dominated Ronda Rousey. She fucked up Miesha Tate. Did you want to say something? Okay. She fucked up Miesha Tate. So this chick is a killer, man. She's probably the best in that division. She's probably going to have the belt for a while. The only person that might challenge her is Valentina Shevchenko, and that's who she's fighting under Demetrius Johnson. But this is the chick that she fought before Miesha Tate. Before she got her title shot, she beat this same girl so this is a rematch. Now she beat her, but what happened in the fight is she dominated the first round. Amanda Nunes was whipping her ass. In the second round, she won that round too, but you could tell she was starting to fade a little bit, her gas tank. And the third round, she lost the round, but it was a close round. It was closer than a lot of people think. And she was kind of out of gas. So it was like, even though it wasn't close, the chick didn't really whoop her ass in that round. She was out of gas. People were saying it was a 5-round fight, she would have lost because she would have been out of gas. But since then, she's went on and fought a 5-round fight. She's been breaking bitches down, so it hasn't technically been lasting 5 rounds. But whenever you see her training camps leading up to videos, she's training harder than the challenger. Every time you see her, she's doing crazy workouts. You could tell she wants it. You could tell she's hungry as hell. And so, in my head, she's somebody that I can tell is working on her cardio, as to where she's not comfortable, she's not content. Now, Conor McGregor, when his cardio comes into question, I'm thinking he's got so much money, man. Does he even really care about his cardio at this point? Shit, it doesn't matter. It's interesting. So I feel like Amanda Nunes is a person that has to work on her game because she wants the belt. She cares about defending her belt. She wants to be there for a long time. And with all that being said, nobody knows who Amanda Nunes is or her story yet, and she's the champion. And Dana White was saying that everyone's going to know who Amanda Nunes is if she beats Ronda Rousey. Trust me. And here we are, and you don't even know who she is, and she's beat Miesha. Do you know who Miesha Tate is?
Yeah, to me, she's one of those ringers. A ringer to me is somebody who's like top 5, top 7, but they're never going to be the champion, really. I don't see Miesha Tate ever being the champion again, but she's always going to fight the top contenders.
Okay. Yeah, she just retired after she got broke down by Amanda Nunes, and then she fought one more chick, Raquel Pennington, who was like ranked 12 at the time, and she lost, and then she retired. But yeah, I mean, she lost to Ronda Rousey multiple times, so she always had that on her career. Kind of like her and Ronda Rousey had a beef, but Ronda Rousey beat her twice. It's kind of like the Daniel Cormier John Jones thing that happened. They had a beef, but he won twice, so there's not too much to say. And then the way Ronda Rousey's went out, the way she lost to Holly, and then the way she lost to, all that just kind of lowers Miesha's stock, because it's like you lost to Rousey twice. Rousey hasn't been looking too good. She's kind of getting exposed, so it's like you kind of lost to someone that's getting exposed. So it's just kind of dropping her stock a little bit. But Amanda Nunes, man, some people don't like her. Even a lot of the hardcore fans, they're like, Valentina's going to kill her. Like, man, I don't know why. Like, some people, I respect the fuck out of her. I think she's going to win. I think she's going to hold this belt for a long time, at 135 pounds. Now, the UFC's making 125 pound. Right now, they have 135 pound and 115 pound women division, so there's a 20 pound difference. Then they just made a cyborg division, which there's no one in for cyborg. She's the champion, and there's no one in the division yet. So they're bringing up smaller girls to fight her. It's kind of weird. She's just beating up 135 pounders until they make a division. She literally hasn't fought a legitimate 145 pounder in the UFC yet. Everyone's been 135 pounders that had to move up. She fought at 140 pound once, but she almost died on the weight cut. And that's when the other steroid shit popped up, but it was actually a therapeutic exemption. The doctors made her take that shit because she was dying from the weight cut. So now she's fighting at 145 pounds. With even the chick she just fought was a 135 pound champion from another division. So there's one chick that's 145 pounds that's just getting into the UFC, Megan Anderson, she's supposed to fight. But they're even saying Cyborg's next fight's not against that chick. So there's not a real 145-pound division yet is what I'm saying. But now they're making a 125-pound division. I don't think Amanda Nunes, the champion at 135, can make that. So a lot of people who argue about Valentina beating Amanda Nunes, I think Valentina, hey, she knows like 3 languages. She's a white, like Russian chick. She like speaks like Russian, Brazilian. No, she like spent hella time in Brazil, learned how to dance in Brazilian shit. She always dances after fights. She's a bad chick, I promise. I did like a top 10 sexiest women list for MMA. Somebody requested it. She was like motherfucking low key number in the top 5 on there, man. She's bad. And she's a good fighter, skilled. She shoots guns and shit, bro. They'll have videos of her like doing like army style training, like a Russian assassin type shit, James Bond type shit. And the way she talks, like it will be done. She's a cold chick, man. I like her a lot, but she's someone that can make 10 pounds less. Like I said, there's a 20-pound jump. She can't go down 20 pounds, but they're making that 10-pound jump, so she'll probably be able to go down as where Amanda Nunes can. Amanda Nunes has a little more size on her, power on her. So Valentina's cold. You know how Holly Holm, she's a counter striker. How Rousey went in and got clipped up. Well, Valentina went in just like Rousey, but she ended up clipping up. She ended up striking a counter striker. Even though you're a counter striker, I'm still coming in. Doom, doom, doom. That's supposed to be your game, and she just tore Holly Holm up. So it was a good fight, but it was like, damn, that really put her on my radar. Like, whoo, she just was striking against a counter striker very successfully. So that put her on my radar. And so she's about to fight for the belt. Now, she's already lost one time, and you have to think it's either going to be some people think she's got the cardio to outlast Amanda Nunes in this 5-round fight. So, I mean, that's a little information on that. You didn't really know who either one of them are. So, I mean, we're at 30 minutes now. This is the first episode. I'm thinking if there's anything else. I don't know if there's anything else. UFC 215, Ray Borg, Demetrius Johnson. What do you think about Demetrius Johnson?
I mean, he's the best little guy there is. I'm not really a fan of them. They got so many divisions. To me, it's crazy, all these little bitty guys, man. I mean, nothing wrong with them. I mean, I'm not a fan of that. You know, the best pound for pound, like that's just them trying to hype up those guys.
Are you not a fan because of like so like Conor McGregor, whenever he won the belt, now he's 30 pounds up, 155, which one of the people say about 125-pound division is there's just not that many guys that walk around that small, so you can't really say that they're the GOAT. But some people like Joe Rogan will say, you know, well, you have to be very technical at that level because you're not getting knockouts. So if you're going off of technique, they've got the best technique, so that's why they're the greatest. But some people argue that the division's weaker than others because there's not that many people that small. So what do you feel about like when Conor McGregor was 145 pounds is when he knocked out Jose Aldo? Do you feel like 145 pounds, just 20 pounds up from that is a little better as long as they're able to knock guys out, or do you just think you only like seeing people like 205 and up type stuff, or like Tyron Woodley type size and up, or are you fine with like 155 pounds where Conor McGregor's at right now, or is that even too small?
I can't look at somebody and really see how many pounds they are. It's just if I'm going to watch UFC, it's for entertainment. And when I watch them little guys, I'm just not really entertained. Like Conor, when he gets in there, he's knocking somebody out. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to be bloody or something. It's just entertainment for me. And like I say, it's not really entertaining watching them.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, one of the things about like the general public, as far as people who aren't super into MMA yet, is that they like seeing the knockouts and stuff. They don't really care about the technical skill. They're not looking for the counter strike and all of that stuff. So that makes sense. Now, even the guy 10 pounds up that's the champion right now is a guy named Cody Garbrandt. He's knocking dudes out. He got his title shot by knocking dudes out. He was a former amateur boxer. He fought a lot of amateur boxing. He's like a guy like, you know, Conor, who's known more for his hands than anything else, and he can knock guys out, but he's still kind of small, but he's still bigger than Demetrius Johnson. Like Demetrius Johnson, he could probably make 115 pounds. He's just probably even a lot smaller than that guy, but I don't know. He's only 10 pounds higher, so as long as if Demetrius Johnson was knocking guys out, would that be fine, or do you just not like seeing those decisions?
Yeah, to me that'd be more entertaining. Like that's the Cody guy. What does he fight? Like once every 2 years, I guess, because I've never even seen him, so I don't know what's going on there.
Well, he just won the belt, and he was on the Ultimate Fighter. I know you didn't watch that, but he just won the belt from Dominic Cruz. Somebody I'm pretty sure you don't know who he is. Do you know who Dominic Cruz is?
I've heard of him, but I can't think of what he looks like or anything.
Okay, yeah, he was the champion at 135 pounds for a while, but Cody Garbrandt, he hasn't defended his belt yet. He just won it, and he got injured. He's supposed to be fighting soon. He's going to be fighting at this Madison Square Garden card with Michael Bisping and George St. Pierre, which is another thing we can get into real quick. But so yeah, he's going to be fighting and defending his belt soon, but yeah, you don't know who he is yet, so that's a good point. So, but he's knocking dudes out. So one thing I'll say though, Demetrius Johnson, in I believe his last fight versus Wilson Hayes, he submitted a guy pretty quick. I think you were watching the fight with us whenever he clipped the guy up and he kneed him out. Like he was in the clinch, kneed him out. It was that Henry Cejudo guy, like a wrestler. He like hitting him with knees in the clinch and ended up finishing the fight. I mean, do you want to see like the clean cold knockout, or do they have to have a couple clean, cold knockouts, or are you fine with if he gets the submission and like the TKOs?
I'm cool with the submission. I think what it might come down to is it's about how big the card is to me. You know what I mean? If there's going to be 3-4 big fights, even 2 or 3, it's like, okay, I'll tune in. But if it's like one good fight at the end of it, I might tell myself I'll try and catch it. But I usually don't, and I'll just read about who won or something. So all the names under them on that card, I'm really not watching them or learning who they are. So if the Cody guy is on the GSP card, then he'll probably be on my radar after that.
Okay, so and see, boom, and they got Demetrius Johnson coming up on a card with Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko.
I'm not even thinking about like tuning into that one right now. It doesn't seem like too big of a card to me.
It doesn't. You said it doesn't seem like too big of a card to you, and see, Dana White's not too happy with Demetrius Johnson because he came out with that. I remember I think that made ESPN whenever, and you were telling me about it, how he just came out with that long story talking about how they're bullying him and talking about folding the division and shit. And Dana White's coming out saying that's not quite the case, but okay, you know, we're going to give you what you want. We're going to give you this fight you want, and we'll see how much it sells. So, and I've always thought this, how much it sells kind of depends on how stacked the card is, you know, like it's not just the Demetrius Johnson. If you have Demetrius Johnson and then you throw on like Junior Dos Santos versus Francis Ngannou and, you know, people that the casual fans actually have an eye on, then they might tune in if they want to watch the whole card. But if you just put Demetrius Johnson and Amanda Nunes at the top of the card, people don't know. There's no like general public appeal there, so no one going to tune in, like you were saying. So now then, why, you know, if they would have put Demetrius Johnson, replace him with the Tyron Woodley right there, you know, take that fight out, UFC 214 on the John Jones. What were you going to say?
Put him on a Woodley card or put him on a Conor card, you know, a John Jones card even. You know, he's going to be big time there, I think.
That's what I was thinking. You know, it kind of depends on where you put him. You know, you can talk about his numbers, but then at the same time, if you put him on a John Jones card, you can say, well, he only sold because he was on John Jones's card.
Well, see, also, I think there's levels to stardom, too. Like John Jones and Conor, you might be able to make them the only big fight. You know what I mean? That's like a LeBron James or a Steph Curry. Whereas the other stars, it's like, yeah, I watch you sometimes, but I might not watch the game. I'll just read about how you did.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, Demetrius Johnson's that kind of guy. So yeah, if you had him on, if it was a John Jones card with a bunch of like Amanda Nunes card, you know, you would, we're not using Amanda Nunes here, bad example. Let's say it was just John Jones and a bunch of other people, you would still watch the pay-per-view. But if it was John Jones and Demetrius Johnson, you still would care a little more.
Yeah, for sure. That's right. I mean, you're gonna watch the John Jones card alone, but Demetrius Johnson on there, that's gonna help sell it. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I would buy the John Jones card, but if Demetrius Johnson was on there, I would yeah, for sure buy it. So yeah, he would definitely help push the edge, but probably just not sell by itself. So I think he's good right there. I mean, so I don't know how that works with the pay-per-view points and stuff, if that means he's worth pay-per-view points, if, you know, he just needs a little help. But even, man, with this Amanda Nunes, is that a little help? That's not enough help, because that's like two people that kind of help. They're both like the icing on the cake, but neither one of them are really the cake. That's kind of, I think that's a good, I mean.
Yeah, they're like stars, but they're not superstars. You know what I mean? That's,
there you go.
We're not paying for that.
That's perfect. They're stars, but they're not superstars. Do you think Demetrius Johnson can be a superstar? Do you think, because right now he doesn't call people out on the mic. He, you know, when he's outside of he plays Twitch a lot. I don't know if you know that. He streams and stuff, but you know a lot about Twitch like I do. If you're going to be on Twitch, you have to either be an entertaining personality or really good at the game to be successful on Twitch. And for him, he's not a really entertaining personality, and since he's a professional fighter, he's not really good at the game. So the only reason people are going to care about his Twitch is the fact that he's a UFC fighter. So, but the thing about him is, we go into his Twitch, he doesn't like to talk about fighting. He's like, I've just been training all day. Don't ask me UFC questions. It's like, I'm only here because you're a UFC fighter. You're not good at the game as far as there's better, definitely. Go ahead.
Well, and look at it this way, too. When you think about these fighters, it's like you think of them as the toughest men in the world. So the superstars, you got to be able to talk that shit, too. You know what I mean? Like Conor. Mm-hmm. He fights well, and then he also talks it, too. Mm-hmm. John Jones, same thing. You know what I mean? He's kind of humbled himself now, but it's like that. Brock Lesnar, even though he kind of lost a little bit, but he's not scared of anybody, man.
So if he talked shit, do you think he could be a superstar?
Well, see, that's his thing, though. He can't talk shit because of his voice. Like, it's one thing, you know what I mean, to fight good, but when he starts talking, it's like, man.
No, hold on. What if he was like, Ray Borg, I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass. I'm the champion. No one's taking this fucking belt. I'm going to break every record. And fuck everybody who doubts me. Here, tell them something else they don't know about me.
I mean, that'd be great for his career, but it'd be like comedy. He'd be like a joke. But at the same time, he'd be a bigger star. But it's just like, put some bass in your voice, man.
Look, like people think about the WWE. Could there be some, like Rey Mysterio? He was kind of like a star. You can, if you have that type of, go ahead.
Rey Mysterio didn't talk.
But I'm saying it's not about the size technically. Okay, but let's say a smaller like the Hardy brothers who are high flying. They weren't as small, but you can have. I'm just saying, if he had some really entertaining talk, even if it was kind of jokey, like Chael Sonnen, his shit comes off really jokey, but it's fucking fun. I love his shit talking, even though you can tell it's kind of a joke.
You see, but the Hardy Boys, Rey Mysterio, X-Pac, whoever, they were stars. They were never going to be superstars. Okay. That's just how it is.
That's true. That is true. They weren't ever really superstars. I mean, interesting. Well, I don't know. I think Rey Mysterio might have crossed superstar territory, but like you said, he didn't talk. What if he came out to what if Demetrius Johnson came out to every fight with the mask on and he just stopped talking, period? What if after every he put his mask back on and they said, Demetrius Johnson, look at the finish, what do you think? And he hit him with the pootie tang and just all right, Demetrius. He hit him with the Bill Belichick. Put his mask on and he walked out with the mask on. You think that would be dumb? No one ain't do it. Let's go.
I mean, that'd be cool, too, but that'd be on the comedy thing again. Because
Chael Sonnen, you know what Chael Sonnen is?
Well, yeah, but he's got obligations to talk to these people. And the way it's just, I don't think he can change how he talks. Again, it's not, he probably whooped my ass and it'd be just awful when he talked about it afterwards. But it's just like, he's never going to be a superstar.
I don't know. Okay, I understand. Okay, so I mean, there's your opinion. I'm not going to try and change your mind, even though we could probably go on that for a while because I think he could be a superstar if he was talking shit and instead of even if he was entertaining, because even on Twitch he could have more success on Twitch if he was an entertaining personality. Like if he told his chat, if somebody said, "Oh, what do you think about fighting? What do you think about your upcoming fight? I'm about to beat his ass, I'm telling y'all." If he said that on his Twitch, that would be shared everywhere. Demetrius Johnson says he's going to beat Ray Borg's ass on his Twitch. That would get his Twitch shared. That would get people tuning in and wanting to see, him to watch that shit. I think a little bit of shit talking, a little bit of drama, I think he could be a superstar. On top of the fact of his skill, on top of the fact he's got 13 straight title defenses, if he started grabbing the mic, like, yeah, I might be small, but I'll fuck your bitch. I'm telling you, my dude could do it.
See, but that'd be like a troll move, because the thing is, that would be funny, like I said, but he can't really do that because the man's like 5'5". Like, whenever he's out here on these streets, your average man is going to challenge him if they know he's talking shit like that. You can be a little dude and whoop little dude's ass and be humble. Come on, Demetrius Johnson, he's going to really have to shoot 2 or 3 people.
Like, he's not going to be talking shit to random people.
But they're going to be talking shit to him because your average person...
He talks a lot of shit. There's heavyweights that hate Conor McGregor. They're not going to challenge him. Nobody fights him on the street.
Well, Conor's not on the street like that. I mean, maybe Demetrius ain't neither, but I'm just...
He'll be on Twitch.
But at the same time, me and you probably feel like Conor give us that touch of death, we're going out. Like Demetrius, we feel like we might have a chance. Like Demetrius will be out here fighting everybody.
I would say there's big dudes that don't feel like Conor can put them out.
Conor's Conor, man.
Feels like Fabricio Verdun, the former heavyweight champion who doesn't like Conor, he doesn't feel like Conor could sleep him, but he's not going to try him on the streets, and he's got to catch him on the streets. Demetrius Johnson don't have to show his face on the streets. Talk that shit in the mic, on the octagon, on your Twitch. Don't go out to don't go to Ray Borg's front yard and tell him I'll fuck your wife.
That's troll shit. That's like the keyboard warrior thing, man. You can't be 5'5" talking that shit. You just can't.
Okay, man, I'm trying to give him a chance. All right, well, I think I'm a fan of Demetrius Johnson at this point anyway, so I just feel like if I can be a fan of his fights and he added a little more to it, I think he could do it, man. I don't think we have to worry about the fact that he's small, so people are going to challenge him. I don't think people are going to really challenge him for the fact that he's a UFC fighter. He's not going to be talking shit about the fans. I mean, even like someone like Chael Sonnen, he was talking about an entire country of Brazil, went over to the stadium to fight. He was talking about, I don't understand why people care about this country. Like, he was talking big shit, like life-threatening stuff, and he's only 185 pounds. He's not a heavyweight. I mean, people over there got guns and shit. He's still talking shit. I mean, you just be careful, be safe.
See, you might watch his podcast and shit, but somebody like me, Chael Sonnen's a nobody. Like, I don't care what he does. And people in Brazil probably don't care about what Chael Sonnen does. No. If Demetrius Johnson or Conor McGregor talk shit and went over there, they'd need extra security probably for that. Okay, but Chael Sonnen is literally nobody.
Okay, This is what I'll say, but if all of that worked and he became a superstar, he could afford extra security. He could probably afford extra security now. He just don't need it because you're not talking shit. But he's made more money than a lot of people. He could probably afford it. But what I'm saying is, I think you're using the argument of the only reason he shouldn't be talking shit in the ring and he wouldn't be a super. Okay, if he didn't have to worry about his size and people challenging him and he was talking shit, do you think he could be a superstar? Do you think he could be just talking shit?
Yeah, clearly talking shit, and you're a champion sells more. But again, it's how this guy talks. The minute he opens his mouth, it's just funny. So it will be good for selling, is wise. But it's just like, dude, are you serious right now? You're 5'5".
I mean, so a lot of people say that about Conor and stuff too. I mean,
Conor got that to death, man. Conor's a superstar. Conor's the man, man. He's won me over. I heard about him. I watched him, and he's the real deal, man.
Okay. I think it's probably you need to see that clean cold knockout. Everyone's seen Conor clean that touch of death, like you say. Everyone's seen him that touch of death. No one's seen the touch of death from Demetrius Johnson. So maybe if you're a small guy and see Cody Garbrandt, he's coming up. He's like, I'm telling you, he's got the task like Conor. He's like the American Conor. He's got the touch of death. He might be able to change your mind because he's 10 pounds bigger than Demetrius, but he's got the touch of death. He's definitely got the touch of death.
Well, see, and you say he just won his title. He hasn't defended it yet. If he's on this big GSP card, then I'll clearly watch him. Well, no, Conor defending belts. It doesn't matter, man.
Say something about Cody and you not defending. Yeah, this GSP card. We haven't talked about that. This GSP Michael Bisping card. Do you? I know you know who GSP is. You know who Michael Bisping is, correct?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, Bisping just got on my radar. GSP was always okay, but I blamed him for not fighting Silva back in the day. I just felt like Silva was ready. He'd have fought whoever, and GSP for some reason just would never take that fight, so that always was kind of sour on me.
And so now that's funny you say that because this fight is at Silva's now. Now he's coming back, and Silva's not on top. He's willing to he's going up to that division now. Now, this fight, George St. Pierre used to be at 170 pounds. Anderson Silva was at 185. Anderson Silva used to be like, we can meet in the middle. GSP like, nah, I'm good. I'm at this weight. Now, GSP retired, coming back years later to fight Bisping. Bisping, a lot of people have him as like the weakest champion in a long time because he was the 7-1 underdog. Huge underdog versus Luke Rockhold, the dude that beat Chris Weidman, the dude that beat Anderson Silva. So I know you saw how Anderson Silva lost to Weidman both times. One time his leg broke, the other time he was toying around and got knocked out. But Luke Rockhold came and dominated that guy. Well, Mike Bisping came in. He was like 7-day notice, wasn't supposed to be fighting for the belt. But Rockhold's opponent got injured. So they were like, all right, who's stepping up on short notice to fight for the belt? And a lot of people were like, oh, I want a full training camp. Michael Bisping's like, shit, this might be the only time I get the shot. He jumps in there, huge underdog, catches him with the fucking left hook. He call him left hook Larry. He set him down and motherfucking shocked the world, became the champion. So a lot of people, it's like the ranked, he'd probably be ranked like 10, 11, but he's the champ right now. So a lot of people are like, GSP's coming back to fight for a bigger title now that this guy's the champ. He never wanted to come up before. Tyron Woodley's the champion down here. You just seen his takedown defense versus Maia. GSP's game is go for takedowns and stuff. So he doesn't want to fight Woodley right now in the division he was the king of, but he's willing to go up to Anderson Silva's division now that Anderson Silva's not the king and fight this guy who got, a lot of people say, got lucky to get the belt. And that guy that got lucky to get the belt, a lot of people say Michael Bisping, he's defended his belt one time versus the ranked 13 guy. It was a guy that beat him a long time ago, so they sold it as a grudge match so he didn't have to fight a top 5 guy. He fought this guy Dan Henderson who was ranked 13. So he defended his belt one time versus ranked 13. Now he's coming and fighting another not top 5 contender. This guy who shouldn't have the belt hasn't. Now this is his second title defense versus someone that's not in the top 10, and it's GSP who never wanted to move up before, but now that he can get, everyone. Now that it's versus this guy who a lot of people have as shouldn't be the champion. It's like Drew GSP, now you're willing to go up to 15 more pounds to fight this guy. And it's like, that just goes to the point you were saying. He never wanted to go up to fight Silva. He was the one that he didn't want to go up 8 pounds to fight Silva, but he's willing to go up 15 pounds now on the comeback. And it's like, even though he came back, instead of fighting for this crazy-ass title in a division he never fought at, he could have just had a fight with Silva for no belt. Would you still have been, go ahead?
Well, he's using his brain, man. It's fighting, it's more money. Like, he's literally not going to beat Woodley. That's how you got to come take that title. And anybody that tries to come take it from Woodley gets hit once or twice, and it changes them up. And everybody wants to blame Woodley for that. And it's like, no, man, you come in again if you want to. You're going to sleep. So it's like you go up to Bisping, and he's using his brain, man. It's an easy fight, and he's getting more money. You can't blame him for that either.
That's a good point, man, because even in the Maia fight, even though people say it was boring, in the first round he landed a fucking huge uppercut that changed that man's face. Even though they say the Wonder Boy fights were boring, that first fight he rearranged that
life, man. It telling you could see it because I was watching them highlights. Like, why are we even watching this fight again? Tyron Woodley clearly should have won that fight. And the second one is like, so you got the champion and you got this guy who's a counter striker. Why would the champion have to go get through this guy's defense? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and everyone's blaming Tyron Woodley for that. And it's like, this dude did so much damage to him in the first fight. He don't want to risk it for the biscuit. He knows he lost the first fight. He knows he has to win the fight. He has to win pretty, impressively. And he still is sitting back.
Yeah, he's sitting there waiting for Woodley. And what the fuck would Woodley attack for? You're just sitting there. Like, it's... What is Woodley going out there to win? That's the only way he loses to that guy, and that's the only way he loses to Maia is if he goes out there and fucks up. When it's like, why?
And now Woodley's taking all this backlash. Even Dana White's coming out saying, hey, Tyron Woodley, who would want to watch him versus GSP? Yeah, GSP's getting the Bisping fight. Yeah, that's why. First he said if he beats Damian Maia, he gets he said it before the fight. He told Tyron Woodley, if you beat Maia, you'll be fighting GSP. After the fight, it was boring. Who would want to watch him versus GSP? GSP's fighting Bisping. And it's like, damn, Tyron kind of got shit on low-key, and then he comes out afterward and he gets to complain, and a lot of people always gets, because he cried racism before, he's got the jacket of being a complainer. So the complaint, he does it sometimes. He'll come out and give his opinion. This is what I'll say. Before I let you talk about that, this is what I'll say. He gives his opinion a lot, and sometimes he contradicts himself. So sometimes, I had a good example of it. Like, it's like he'll come out and say one thing, and oh yeah, man, me and Dana, we're beefing, and then it's like, no, we're cool, or I don't know. It's just crazy shit. Sometimes he'll contradict himself, and it'll make it sound like he's complaining. So he gets the rap of being a complainer. I'll let you talk because I see you reaching.
Well, as far as that goes, he was pissed. For Dana, you say somebody gets a fight, if they win, you got to do that. That's when karma. So you got to look for something bad to happen to that man, because that's crazy for that to even happen. But as far as him, he was pissed off. He said he's going to leak secrets, but if some secrets come out, clearly they know it's coming from Woodley. So I think that's where he came out and said, no, we're cool, whatever. They're not cool, trust me. Some secrets is about to come out. And that's probably why the dude in his corner is still talking, because they probably did take him up. Like, man, give me some of that dirt.
Teammate, Kobe Coleman?
Yeah, the one that came out was going to leak. But look for Woodley to still leak some stuff, man, because if that happened, then Woodley, that's just him trying to cover his track, saying we're cool. There's no way they're cool after that, because that was a super fight coming up. It would have been boring because he would have stopped all GSP's takedowns, and once GSP, you've been retired and you get hit with a few of these Woodley bombs, you ain't coming in no more. So it probably would have been a boring fight.
Whenever GSP retired, one of the reasons he was saying he was retired is because the steroids in the sport, he didn't want to fight people on steroids, and because the concussions. He was worried about concussions. So a lot of people are like, even Tyron Woodley said this. We know one of the reasons he don't want to fight me is because I can give him a concussion. Damian Maia, he would have fought Damian Maia because Damian Maia can't give him a concussion. If Damian Maia would have beat me, he would have fought Damian Maia. But if I win, he's going to fight Bisping because Bisping's not going to give him a concussion. So, I even feel like that. GSP don't really want no smoke with Tyron Woodley. It feels like that. But at the same time, this is where Woodley fucked up. He came out and made a really good point for the Bisping GSP fight. I wasn't thinking about this before Woodley said it. He said, I know why GSP's coming back, because he wants to collect on the sport that he helped build. He helped to build this pay-per-view model back whenever there weren't $1 million fights like the Conor McGregor-Rousey fights. So now he just wants a big check off what he helped build. So same with Bisping. He helped build it a little bit. He wasn't as big of a star, but he was back in the day. They're both older and stuff. They helped build the UFC pay-per-view model, so they're collecting on what they helped build. And Woodley made that point.
Anytime you want more money, rather, you're going to have to make it sound good. To me, that's all that is, dude. You used to be a star. You were a star. You retired for no damn reason. Now it's a bunch of people getting big paydays. You want yours. It's that simple. Like, you built the model, blah, blah. Who cares? You know how many people would have loved to fight for the UFC at that time? I don't think it is a bigger fight.
It is because he's got a whole country behind him. He's from the UK.
I don't buy that whole country shit. To me, you UFC hardcore fans who are fans of the game, like you say, or whatever, like, you buy the cards, whatever, you're going to watch it no matter what. These guys in these other countries, they don't watch it just because this guy's fighting.
Some of them do. Connor's Irish fans, Michael, the Canadian fans, they ride for GSP hard. There's going to be people, even though there's good points of him not wanting to fight GSP. They're going to say, oh, no, it's not. He's not scared of Tyron Woodley at all. Tyron Woodley don't like. A lot of people, Canadian people, are going to take GSP's side. The UK, they're going to be the ones backing Michael Bisping. That really does.
They might have their
Dana
back.
White and them, they make that point. They tell these fighters, you want to get paid as much as them, you got to get a country behind you. There's a fighter from New York named Aljamain Sterling trying to come out and say, my grandma was Jamaican. I fight for the Jamaicans. I call him a Rasta Impasta because they're telling he needs a country behind him. So he's trying to get Jamaica, kind of Ireland, and they're trying to build up like they're going to Mexico. So they're trying to push the Cynthia. They're trying to become global. So they want to have a star from each because they do ride.
I mean, that might help, but what I'm saying is you get enough wins under your belt, you're going to sell no matter
Or
what.
if you're an entertaining fighter.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to eventually you're going to sell.
But GSP, he was allowed to kind of get away with boring fights because he always had that Canadian market. And the guy Khabib Nurmagomedov, a lot of he's not a huge star here, but in Russia, he's got like it's crazy how big he is. So to a lot of people don't even know who the fuck Khabib is, but they still respect him super in the rankings, keep him number one because he's got so many Russian fans. That helps a lot.
I just mean, I feel like on average, the whole world, again, once you reach that certain superstardom, it's going to show, you know what I mean? It's going to sell everywhere. Let's say you're a big Canadian star or whatever, and they buy you there, but then the rest of the world ain't buying you because all you have is that Canadian backing. Whereas if you are like a Connor who's already, maybe he sells more to the Irish, but also sells more everywhere, and he's going to get paid more because of that. Like I said, when you're a star, you're going to sell.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, and that's, I mean, that is true, but yeah, somebody like Khabib, what, I'll just close it with that, is someone like Khabib, he's not really a star, he doesn't talk shit, he's not active, nobody over here really gives too many fucks about him. There's some people, but a lot of people are against Khabib because he pulled out of the Tony Ferguson fight. He's not, if you gauged it off of just the general public, the casual fans, anybody you ask, they're not going to know who Khabib is, but he still gets more respect and has more fans than a lot of people even know about, but they're just from another country. So the UFC values that because they're trying to be global. They want
Well, again, that's a little bit of extra money, so they value that extra money because otherwise this guy's fighting, like I said, I'm joking, but Cody Garbrandt, once he fight once every 2 years, I just don't know who he is yet. Khabib, it's like I'm hearing about him, but he ain't fighting, so it's like, what do you want me to do about it? So they probably appreciate that extra money that they're getting, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, shoot, man, we've been on here for about an hour. I know a second ago, guys, we were talking. I want to get you guys' opinion on this. A second ago, we were talking with the mic like in between us, and I realized I looked at the pickup thing. It was coming in a little low because we weren't pointing it at each other's face every time, like handing it off. But I know it's better when we hand it off like that, so we'll probably do that. But let me know if that was decent whenever we just had it kind of in the middle of both of us, because if so, that'd probably be easier being able to set the mic up in between us. But if not, there's no problem handing it off back and forth until we get a second microphone and a mixer, which will be coming soon. But shoot, man, it's been about an hour. This is the first episode. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. It didn't, I'm telling you guys, sometimes shit gets intense. I don't even know if it got intense. I don't remember right there. We disagreed a little bit, I think, but yeah, it didn't get too intense. Once we got two microphones, that shit could change, just because I don't know. It's probably better like this so we don't talk over each other, honestly, but it is what it is, man. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. You can follow us on Twitter at the Big Brother Beat. It's not Big Brother Beatdown, sorry. It's at Big Bro Beatdown. So we don't have a logo and shit yet. I gotta think of ideas. I talked to my boy what's his fucking name? I'm gonna get his name. I already know, Darren OTFD, who did the art for Full Time MMA, and I asked him if he could do something for us, but he asked for some ideas. So I gotta think of some ideas, what we're gonna do for the logo on here. But until then, man, it is what it is. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you enjoyed the first episode, if the microwave is trash, I'm just fucking around. But yeah, we're about to get to it. I'm gonna put this up, man. Big Bro Beatdown, first episode. Let's fucking get it. If you got any questions, you want any, I don't know why you want advice from us. I mean, we're just two fucking brothers. I mean, I know I give pretty good advice. He probably thinks he does too. But I mean, you know, I don't feel really comfortable saying, yeah, if you want advice, let me know. But I mean, if you just for some reason want to ask a question, go ahead and do it. You can do it on the Twitter. You can ask me on probably my other channel, and if I see it, I'll probably read it over here if I remember. But it'd probably be better just to ask on Twitter at Big Bro Beatdown, and I'll definitely get to the question then. That would be cool. Have a little Q&A segment. But this is the very first episode, man. Nothing but new and nothing but bigger and better from here, man. It is what it is. Let me and the microwave know what the fuck you think in the comments, dog. I'm fucking out, man. I'm fucking excited. We got it done. Let's get it.